What up, guys? Toxic here, and I'm chilling on WoW at the moment, and so I figured I'd come at you guys with a video about basically how to set up your tank for warriors, and kind of a basic strategy guide for kind of all the other tanks, but mostly specifically for warriors. So I'm just going to kind of go over the gear real quick. At the moment, my warrior isn't itemized exactly correctly. I should have the helm off Heroic Balrog, but I do not. But let me just kind of go over the reason why. So currently, I have almost all mastery stuff, right? 40 mastery, 20 parry, 20 mastery, mastery, blah, blah. I even have 2 mastery trinkets in the DPS one. So the reason that you guys want to make sure that you get mastery and do not stack stam is because you want to get these 3 numbers. You want to get these up to 100%, around 102% actually. So you want to take these 3 numbers, add them up, and then add another 5% for your chance to be missed, or chance to be missed upon, and then that needs to add up to about 100 to 102%. Because what that will mean is that every single attack that a boss or a mob does to you will be either completely mitigated or avoided. And that is what you want to strive for as a tank. You want to strive for almost mitigating all damage or avoiding it. Stacking stamina will only just give you more health, and that's it. You're still going to get hit very hard. So tanks, if you were wondering what do I gem, how do I gem, what do I do, I'm going to kind of go over this for you. So your meta, you want your 81 stamina, 1% shield block value meta gem. In every single blue slot, you want your 20 mastery, 30 stam. It gives you that mastery, plus it gives you that nice little 30 stam bonus. Always nice to have. Yellow slots, straight mastery. No questions asked, no matter what, straight mastery. Red slots is going to be 20 parry, 20 mastery. All of this, once again, is just to get that mastery up as high as we possibly can. So that's basically all your slots. I mean, as you can see, that's exactly what I do. Just those 3 gems, and that's really it. So if you guys are wondering why I'm geared the way I am, for one reason, or one thing, I'm using a DPS trinket, kind of. A lot of people would consider this a DPS trinket, considering the use is 1,277 strength. Here's the reason I'm using it. 1, the mastery from it helps me get to that 102% CTC. And when you pop the strength, we're going to watch as my mitigation goes up, or my avoidance goes up. You can see my parry went up about 1.30%, about. So that's mostly the reason why I'm using it, because that mastery is very, very nice to have, along with the Spider Silk Spindle. So yeah, it's just mainly making sure that you get up to that 100%, 102% cap. But rather than that, you're good to go. Now, one thing here, which I still need to work on a little bit, it's a lot of fine-tuning, but you want to try to keep your dodge and your parry within 2% of each other. As you can see, that's not happening for me. It's about 4%. The reason is because every time you dodge or parry an attack, there's DR. There is diminishing returns on each dodge or parry that you do. So you want to have these within 2% of each other, so that you're not having your parry happening quite a lot and your dodge barely happening at all. You want these to kind of be near each other so that they don't overrun the other one. The reason that my parry is a little bit higher than my dodge is due to the fact of hold the line. It increases your critical strike and critical block chance by 10% for 10 seconds following a successful parry. So that's mostly the reason why I have my parry high up there, but I also should be keeping it within that 2 to 3% area due to the fact that DR does hurt my mitigation a lot. Or my avoidance, excuse me. Now, God, I want to drag this over, but So for enchanting, you want your 90 stamina, 30 dodge rating helm enchant. You're going to want your 75 stamina, 25 dodge rating shoulder enchant. Unless you're inscription, of course, and you have the inscription enchant. You want 250 armor to your cloak. Obviously armor because armor mitigates more damage, and that's what you want to be doing as a tank. To your chest, 20 to all stats. Now the reason that people might put 75 stamina on there is they want more health. I choose 20 stats due to the fact that you get 20 stamina and basically 20, as it says, 20 to all stats. So you're also getting that strength, so you're getting more parry and block, as long as you're getting mastery, I believe. Don't take me, no, you don't. Either way, I believe that 20 to all stats, I believe, is a stronger way to go. You want 50 dodge on your bracers. I've also seen people get stamina enchants on their bracers. I'm pretty sure it's a leatherworking thing, but I still suggest 50 dodge just so you can get up to that 102%. 65 mastery on the gloves, because who doesn't love mastery? 145 stamina, 55 dodge rating on your pants, and 50 mastery on your boots. Now people, and obviously wind walk and 50 mastery on your weapon and shield. Now obviously people might think, why not get the minor speed increase? As a warrior, I don't need it, to be honest. I have so many ways to get around in a raid. I have intervene, I have heroic leap, I have charge, I have intercept. So no matter what, I usually can get wherever I need to at any time. So I don't need that movement speed increase. A DK might, a prop pally might. It depends on if you feel like you need it or if you don't. Completely up to you. But either way, I'm running the 50 mastery one because I get more out of it. But yeah, so that's kind of how you want to itemize and how you want to enchant your gear. Basically, you want to try to get as much mastery out of your gear as you possibly can. There's a couple things here and there. I want the boots off Rylith, stuff like that. Even though it doesn't have mastery on it, when you reforge, you get more mastery out of it. So just because something doesn't have mastery on it, don't think it's a piece of crap. But yeah, let me move on over here. Add-ons here. Grid. Gonna be your best friend. Mostly due to the fact because I do raid lead or usually call stuff out. So I do like to have grids so I know who is dying, who's living, what's going on, stuff like that. Expearl. Obviously just for this isn't a necessity at all, but I feel like having my health bar kind of in front of me like this helps me know when I need to pop cooldowns and such. Let's see, what else here? We have a bartender, just so all my bars are where they're at. Obviously TBM. I also have Omen. And one thing that I do love is called tidy plates. Let me open this up for you here. I'm going to go to interface. We're going to add-ons. Tidy plates. Now, the thing about tidy plates is that for this add-on, what you can do is, so for fights like Rylith, the liquid obsidians, what this does is it will actually filter out liquid obsidians. So if you're trying to pick up the spark, or if you're trying to pick up the fragments, those aren't there when you're trying to click through all of the nameplates that are there. So it just takes them out. So I really like tidy plates. It really does help me out. But those I feel like are the real ones that really do help me raid and do my best. As for keybinds, what I do suggest is trying to macro stuff that will benefit you the most. So taunt is E for me. I obviously because what I do for when I move around, I actually hold my right click in a lot. So strafe is I don't need Q and E for strafing because I use my right click. So what I do is I bound Q and E. So E is taunt, F is charge, Q is shockwave, and then I have shift 1 through 5. Shift 1 is pummel. Shift 2 is Thunderclap. Shift 3 is Cleave. Shift 4 is Shield Block. Shift 5 is Heroic Throw. And then I have Control 1 through 6. I also have what says B3, but it's middle mouse click. So just keep in mind that even if you don't have that many buttons on your mouse, it does help to bind stuff, like even to the middle mouse click. It's really nice. I actually have my vent push to talk bound to left control. So, I make sure that you're using all of your mouse clicks. Don't let something just sit on your mouse that you could be bound to, and if it was comfortable for you to use, don't just let it sit there and be unused. Always make sure that you're binding stuff like that. It will help you out, because say, like Ragnaros, say you have to go from one spot to the other, you have to hold D and do stuff like that. It can get a little bit hard to be up there pressing these numbers. So if you bind stuff, you don't hear my mouse board clicking because I'm using my mouse to press my buttons. I do have a Naga, but that's mostly the reason why. And I do highly suggest the Naga Razer mouse. An amazing mouse. You will hate it for the first week of getting it, and I'm sure most people that have it would agree with me. But you will. It's mostly just getting it down to muscle memory, so your fingers know where the numbers are at. But rather than that, the only macro that I have for tanking is my Shield Slam. Now, let me go into that real quick. Let me go to macros here. Now, that's my shield wall. Sorry, that's for PvP. So here it is. Show tooltip Shield Slam. And then what it does, it casts Shield Slam. It uses my Essence of Eternal Flame, which is right here. It uses the strength on it, 1,277 for 15 seconds, and also the Blood Fury Racial from Orcs. If you don't know what that is, let me just go over it real quick. It's right here. 2-minute cooldown, increases attack power by 1,170, and it lasts 15 seconds. So basically, I macro those both in to my Shield Slam, and so the trinket has a 2-minute cooldown, a 1-minute cooldown, and this has a 2-minute cooldown. So you'll be able to use your trinket twice, and this once every 2 minutes. Very useful kind of thing. That way you don't have to click that trinket whenever you need it. You can always just not have to worry about that trinket. It's kind of like it's an equipped trinket, not a use trinket. It does help me quite a bit. But yeah, I do plan on doing a PvP macro and add-on video. I don't know when, probably very soon. I'm also going to do this for my priest as well, mostly for classes that I know very well. But for now, this has been my warrior. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me go over my talents real quick. I didn't really go over that. So I believe this is kind of the cookie cutter spec for me. So I have 2 out of 2 in Blood Thunder, just Blood and Thunder, so you could spread that rend. Obviously toughness, insight just for the crit, and damage is nice. All of this, hold the line, shield mastery, shield specialization. I don't get gag order due to the fact that you really don't need the silence because you have pummel already. You don't need impending victory because that's kind of a waste of 2 talent points, to be honest. It is a nice little heal for yourself. Excuse me. But rather than that, it's kind of useless in my opinion. Safeguard, the only time that this, I believe, is really not even a necessity, it's kind of nice, is on Shanix, and then even then, that's a bit of a push. But yeah, that's that. So 2 out of 2 in Cruelty, and 3 out of 3 in Blood Craze. 2 out of 2 in Field Dressing, which increases the healing done, or increases the healing received by 6%. Always nice. And 1 out of 3 in War Academy. So, that's my spec. Let's go to glyphs here. The glyphs are pretty self-explanatory. This is kind of like the only glyphs you can really get for Prot. But Revenge, which increases the damage of Revenge by 10%, which is freaking awesome considering our next set bonuses are going to give us a bubble for when we do Revenge. Increase the damage of Shield Slam by 10%, and increase the critical strike chance to Devastate by 5%. So those are the primes. Let's go to the majors. Now, there is a couple here that you can switch out. I have Cleaving for increase the number of targets you cleave hits by 1. Shockwave, which reduces the cooldown of your Shockwave by 3 seconds. And Thunderclap increases the radius of your Thunderclap ability by 2 yards. I have this due to the fact of Rylith. It's very useful for Rylith if you're picking up the fragments. Very useful. But the other one you can trade it out with is Shield Wall. You can put Shield Wall in there. I don't need it or want it at the current moment due to the fact that it increases the cooldown of it, and I'd rather have a Shield Wall that's, as you can see, 40% for 12 seconds. That's a 2-minute cooldown compared to the 60% that I would get, but it would be a 4-minute cooldown. I don't see fit needing that. If there comes a fight where I get hit really, really hard, I might. Also, for next patch, I might as well, due to the fact that our Shield Wall would grant a Shield Wall for the whole raid, so I might do that for that as well. But that's really the only one that I would switch out. Rapid Charge, you're not charging too much, so you wouldn't really need it. And then the miners, not really a necessity. Obviously, miners are minor. They're not really too much. But I have Glyph of Battle, I have Glyph of Enduring Victory, and I have Glyph of Berserker Rage. Actually, the Berserker Rage is a very nice one. Actually, I do suggest you getting that one because 5 Rage can be a lot more than we think. But anyways, guys, that's kind of my spec, my gear, how I itemize everything. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. How I reforge stuff like that. Feel free to ask any questions. I'd love to answer them. And even if you guys think I said something wrong or there's something I could work on, feel free to say them as well. But that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around. Later.